Dolphins fans, what's up? How's it going? Sorry for being late. Just got off of work. Had to race home and hopped on here. Life is such. Let's see. We are in halftime right now. Miami Dolphins 7, Detroit Lions 14. They tacked on an extra touchdown right at the end of the half there. All in all, offense looked okay. Defense looked okay. Just, there was no starters playing on either side. It's mostly second and third, fourth stringers playing. Oh, Zach Wilson not having a horrible game. I've noticed a couple things that I wanted to talk about with him. And like I said, these are just critiques, nothing crazy. I feel like he played okay. Oh, you hate to hear that. I didn't notice too many injuries piling up here in this game. Were they in this game, Rusty, or was it just overall you're talking about here? What's up? Yep, I'm going to tune this game back on here in a second. I'm taking a little break from the stream, and I'll be back on there. Let's see, here we go. That's better. All right. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think there was any injuries today during the game. Yeah, they've got a lot of people out. So do the Dolphins, obviously. I understand completely. It sucks. Injuries are horrible. Kind of wish there was a different way to go about preseason. It just seems like a waste of everybody's talent, not just our team, not just your team, but all across the NFL. It just it sucks that there's so many players getting hurt. I wish there was just a better way to have it happen. And some people want to say, oh, well, that's football. You're going to get hurt. Yeah, you're right. That's true. But you still don't want to see a bunch of players get hurt on teams before the season even starts. It's just it's low-hanging fruit to make that claim. Nobody wants that. So if there was a way to go about it differently, I wish there was, or I wish people with bigger brains than myself could figure that out. Let's see. For this game, Kyle Allen, the quarterback for Detroit, for this first half, went 14 for 17 for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both touchdowns were short touchdowns, but it was a good game-managing game for him so far. I don't think he's going to play the second half, but he played pretty well. He got sacked once for 8 yards, had a rating of 136.3. Not a bad game for Kyle Allen. Zach Wilson went 15 for 23 for 151 yards, a touchdown, and 98.3 rating. He got sacked once as well for 8 yards too. Our running game has the running game hasn't been there. The running game hasn't been there for Miami in this game. You can chalk part of that up to our backup offensive line kind of slipping on blocks here and there. Nothing egregious. I'm not going to say the offensive line is playing horribly. They're not. They're giving Zach Wilson time to make throws in the passing side of the ball, on the passing side of offense. So it's not horrible, but the rushing definitely needs to be kicked up a notch. D. Eskridge, 3 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. 6 targets on him. Tanner Connor, 6 catches for 48 on 7 targets. Let's see. Taj Washington, 4 catches for 33 on 5 targets. So here's one of my things that I'm noticing. You're right, Rusty. It does. It gets worse every year for all these teams with injuries. It's a hard thing to deal with. I wish that, like I said, I just wish there was a better way to handle it so that players didn't get hurt as much in off season, but I'm not going to pretend to be smart enough to figure that out. What's up, Elwood? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you for all of you who are stopping in here. I know just about everybody and their mother is doing a live stream right now. So the fact that you guys are here hanging out, thank you. Is my video okay? Is the picture all right? Somebody answer me there. Just let me know. My new video camera that I purchased is giving me strange feedback, telling me that it's not right. Okay. Yeah, it says my video camera is telling me it's not transmitting. So I'm just kind of curious why it's doing that. If it's working fine, it's working fine. Sweet. Good to know. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Like I said, the whole setup is new for me right now. I just came back from the firefighting for the forestry department for the summer, and I had a little bit of cash. Obviously, I'm a new YouTube channel. I'm not making any donations or money. So I spent a good amount of cash on a whole new computer setup, dual screens, big beefy processor, all that stuff, new microphone, new camera. I mean, just everything is new, and it's taken some getting used to. Yeah, and Jorge, that's okay. Jorge, this is kind of what I'm implying here. He's doing okay, and I'll say that. But the problem is Zach Wilson is not playing very accurate. He's putting a lot of balls in very compromising situations for these receivers. A lot of overthrows, a lot of jump balls when they don't need to be jump balls. And this is one of those situations. Yeah, Red Cheeks. That's kind of, like I said, I was working, listening to the game, and even though I'm a truck driver, work isn't always the nicest. I got those rosy red cheeks. I'm Alaskan, so it's kind of part of it, and my heritage. People call me Red Man. Facial features wise, I don't look like it, but I have a lot of Apache and Navajo and Hopi Indian in me. So, kind of, I get the red face and the red skin. So, yeah, Wilson is not cutting it. And the reason he's not cutting it is not because he's throwing picks, not because he doesn't have very good pocket presence. Right now, his pocket presence seems to be okay. The problem with him right now is he's just not being very accurate. He's got wide open throws to make, and he's throwing them way too high, throwing them into the ground on short passes. It's a little frustrating. And this is where I say we're spoiled by Tua Tagovailoa. Now, people are going to scoff at that. Tua sucks. Tua's trash. No, he's not. He's not trash. I'm not saying he's the best. Once again, I'm clarifying. I'm not a Tua near, but we're spoiled by his accuracy. And then when we see another quarterback come in that is not as on spot with these throws, it's frustrating. The receivers are making some good catches, and they're doing a good job trying to protect themselves after they expose their bodies to massive hits because of this. But Zach Wilson needs to clean it up just a little bit, I think. I'm sure we're going to see Ewers back in the game here for the second half. I guess I should go ahead and get that tune back in so I can start watching again. I'm sure it's about to kick off. Yeah, and like I said, this is a pretty competitive game. No starters are playing on either side, from what I can tell. Maybe one or two got a few possessions, or that's it. Nothing bad, or nothing overwhelming. It's mostly our backups on both sides, and they're going at it for positions on the team. And we're seeing a lot of things. And right now, my observations of Zach Wilson is extremely inaccurate, but better pocket presence this week than last week. Seems to understand the playbook a little better. But still he's lacking there as well. Like you say here, he lacks it between the ears. He'll never be what we need him to be, and that's a competent backup. He is not it. I don't disagree with you. I do think that he's a better backup than what we've had. So at that point, I'm looking at it as, well, it's an improvement, but I'm worried that it's not a big enough improvement, especially if Tua goes out. Elwood says he's scared to fail. That might be a possibility. He really wants to do well here and change his reputation. He does. And like I said, I like his attitude. I like Zach Wilson as a person. I just want him to improve a little more, especially in the accuracy category. I feel like he's got a lot to learn there. Oh, you wanted to be a poacher. Make sure you guys, if you're in here, make sure you throw a like down. Help me out. I appreciate you guys commenting, hanging out. Throw a like down. See if we can get a few more people in here with the algorithm for YouTube. You know how it is.
I know I'm just an
I say that I would think that I'm very impressed with a couple players on the Lions as well. Kyle Allen looks very good. And I'm not just saying that. He looks pretty darn good for a backup quarterback. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Jackson Meeks, wow. He's impressing. He's impressing a lot, I think. 4 catches, 57 yards, playing well. He got a touchdown. The other touchdown went to Isaac Tesla. He's impressive too. Like I said, those 2 receivers, I think the Lions are going to be very happy with them for a long time. They looked pretty decent. All right, let's see if this works. Come on now. Hacker man. All right. So yeah, we got Hendon Hooker in for the Lions now. So that's their other backup, looking like it's going to be their third string. I don't think Kyle Allen is going to lose that position that he's got on the team as the backup. I think Kyle Allen's got that pretty well nailed down. As usual, Willie Gay is all over the field, and people are like, well, I thought you said that there's no starters playing. Willie Gay is not a starter on the Miami Dolphins. Willie Gay is a backup. T-Dot and Brooks are our starting linebackers. So, yeah, there's a sack right there. And that's our friend Phillips. Jordan Phillips, the sack looks good. Man, that guy is huge, and he moves fast. That'll bring up 3rd and 18. Fantastic job by our defensive line. Even the backup defensive line for Miami looks good, and that's impressive. They're getting push. They haven't gotten a lot of sacks in this game, but the pressure is there, and the running game is being stopped pretty well on both sides of the ball. And that's, oh man, that'll bring up 4th down. Another sack looks like. Okay. Yeah, Hendon Hooker had a rough first possession there. That's all right. Like I said, we're looking at player development here. We're not necessarily looking at, oh, is this team going to win? It's freaking backups. Who cares? Cap, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. I always feel like a superstar when you comment. Thank you. Oh, man. Yeah, Lions punting out of their own end zone. They got backed up pretty bad there on those plays. Yeah, there's a great return. Great return. AJ Henning's looking pretty good on the punt returns. So keep an eye on him tonight. He's doing well. That's the second one I've seen him really push past people. So, I mean, if you're the Lions, you've got to be pretty impressed with Kyle Allen. I mean, he looks good. I think that, well, I think that if he continues this direction, the way he's playing, I mean, you're looking at a starting quarterback in the NFL. I do like Kyle Allen a lot. So that's my compliment to Detroit. Their backup quarterback is good. I think he's got a long future here in the NFL. I look forward to seeing how he does. I wish I could say the same for our backup quarterback, Mr. Number 0, Zach Wilson. He had a decent stat line, 15 to 23, 151, 1 touchdown, 98.3 rating. But when you watch the plays, this is one of those situations where the stat can be a little deceiving. His longest pass was a screen behind the line of scrimmage. And, I mean, like I said, screens are okay. I'm not going to complain on a well-timed screen. That's what that was. But his downfield passing, especially beyond 15 yards, 10 yards, is extremely lacking. So that's what I've noticed so far. Once I get a look at the all 22, I'll have a little better idea of what I'm thinking here. But as of right now, Zach Wilson, very inaccurate in that first half. Could have had the Dolphins in a lot better positions on a lot of plays if he would have put the balls where they need to go. Putting our receivers at high risk on a lot of these plays. I think Quinn is going to be in. I haven't seen yet. This is going to be our first possession coming up here in the second half. So, I mean, we'll see. But it looks like it's going to be Quinn Ewers. Yeah, stats say he's 0 for 2 so far. My TV stream for the game is about a minute behind. So I'm looking at stats on the internet, and it's already saying he's 0 for 2. So this first possession is going to be interesting to see. Yeah. Zach Wilson missed some very easy throws, some throws that any NFL quarterback should be able to make. It seems like from what I'm seeing, he's struggling down the field in between the hashes. And if you look at his plays, he's throwing pretty decent on the outside, on the skirts. It's just downfield, he's struggling. So who knows? Yeah, Quinn Ewers started out 0 for 2. But I tell you what, Ollie Gordon he's a man. Right now he's got 4 carries for 25 yards, longest of 19, and that just happened. So got to keep an eye on these backup running backs. Ollie Gordon could be something very special for us. You just want to see him stay healthy. You want to see him keep growing. Running behind a backup offensive line and busting out runs like he started doing here recently in this game. I mean, you got to be impressed. Quinn Ewers right now he's 1 of 3 for 3 yards. So, I mean, it's early to tell. I haven't seen too much to really report on him yet. I will say that there's been a lot of penalties in this game. And I'd say from what I'm seeing, most of them seem to be on Detroit. And you got to believe that Man Campbell is very upset about that. Dan Campbell cannot be happy. He can't be. The kind of coach he is, to see all those penalty flags, I mean, he's got to be pretty upset. All right. Lions' backup defensive line looks pretty decent too. They're doing an all right job. Well, okay, so the reason that I can kind of agree with what you're saying here, Detroit penalties are the only reason we have 7 on the board right now. I kind of agree, but at the same time, those penalties that led to that touchdown were holding calls on the tight end, and they were directly responsible for that play. So, or for the previous play, and then the penalty that we got to keep the drive going. I mean, these are things that you just can't do. So, I mean, we can, and there was a 15-yard face mask at the end of the half too. It's one of those things where, yes, the Detroit's physically were the reason, or the penalties physically were the reason that the play continued, but you got to put that responsibility on Detroit for not doing what they needed to do, because those penalties weren't questionable penalties. None of them have been. All the penalties that have been called have been pretty legit penalties against the Dolphins and the Lions. So when you see that happening, you mean, yeah, penalty's a penalty, and I'll take the points as well. You're right there, Elwood. I'll take points on it. If that's how we get them, that's how we get them. Like I said, this isn't a regular season game, so I'm not terribly concerned with the score. But at the same time, you want success. Ollie Gordon's at about 4.8 yards a carry, five carries for 24 yards. Beyond that, there hasn't really been much rushing. I really feel like Tariq Black in the end zone at the end of the half. Tariq Black really had a chance to make a catch. Once again, Zach Wilson just a little overleading the Tariq Black in the end zone on that fade, and just laid out for it and just couldn't quite get a hold of it. Got his fingers on the ball, and that's it. It's another one of those situations where you just got to see a little more accuracy from Zach Wilson. Not picking him apart. It's just what I've noticed. And I probably wouldn't have said anything about the play to Tariq Black in the end zone had he not had a bunch of plays where he led the receiver too far. He's putting the balls just out of reach, or a massive underthrow. One of them was a big underthrow where he bombed it on second down. So it's just a matter of him cleaning it up a little bit. Yeah. Yep. He's smooth, and that's not something you expect from a bruising running back, but he really runs well. Like I said, my big beef with him is he just runs with his pad level a little too high, I wish he could sink it down a little bit, especially when he's anticipating contact. Once again, that's nitpicking. At this point, I'm happy he's running well. Let's leave it at that. And there's your touchdown. That was a good pass. Quinn Ewers. Touchdown pass. That was good. Theo Weiss Jr. looked good. Yeah, man. Great pass. That was a great pass. Okay. That's one that I can get behind. And that was Quinn Ewers right across the middle to Theo Weiss. And that was in coverage. Good protection there, too. Good coverage. The line did a good job there blocking. That's what you want to see. And that is an accurate pass from Quinn Ewers. That ball went to the only place that it could go. Now, that is one of the things that Quinn Ewers has going for him. He is a very accurate quarterback, and he can make those throws. Like I said, I'm not nitpicking too much, but I guarantee you that if that was Zach Wilson making that throw, that probably would have been not intercepted, but knocked down. Beautiful ball. Yep, that was a beautiful ball. He stuck it in. That's what I was saying. It's perfect. That was a perfect play. And that's what you want. You want that kind of throw. And furthermore, you want a quarterback that knows he can make that throw. I don't think that Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers is the end-all, say-all answer to this team. But I think that we have a chance at both of these guys learning to become pretty decent backup quarterbacks. I don't want him to be a starter, but I want him to do well. Of course, I'm a Dolphins fan. Why would I want my team to do bad? I don't root for failure. That ain't going to happen. So, 161 total yards passing thus far, 27 yards rushing. The rushing game, I wish it could be a little better. I will talk about the offensive line a little bit here. They're not doing as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting the offensive line to not be able to hold blocks as long as they have. They've been holding blocks pretty well in this game thus far. I'll give them the cookies when they deserve the cookies. They deserve the cookies right here. Thus far, our backup line has done a decent, serviceable job, and that's the best you can hope for from a backup offensive line. You want them to excel, but you got to be able to settle for serviceable, especially, so many new players. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it as a win so far. Not in the game, not overall. We still got to have to play, but you can be proud of the way the offensive line has played thus far. Our backups have done decent. Larry Borum hasn't done too bad. He had a couple whoopsies. One was a miscommunication. You could see the center and him miscommunicating completely when they were doing assignments walking up to the line. The other one, it just they swam past him. Other than that, he's done a pretty good job. I've been pretty impressed with Larry Borum. You can see that the work that he's doing with T-Stead during practices and after practices is paying off a little bit. He's improving a little bit. Like I said, Larry Borum is one of those guys that started this preseason off horribly. So to see him do a little better today is good. Now the CB room, now this guy's not been in there much, so I'm not putting it on him. But we've had a couple of plays where there's been massive miscommunication in between the cornerbacks and the safeties. Part of that you can chalk up to our starting safeties not playing. Part of that you can chalk up to our cornerbacks not understanding their assignments in the first place on certain plays. Overall, I'd say mid for the cornerback room today. But there was a couple plays where you could see on the touchdown pass, the first touchdown pass for the Lions, Jordan Colbert, number 34, was dropping back, and he ran to cover the inside receiver when he should have been on the outside receiver, who ended up getting in for a touchdown because he went to the wrong side. So what a play. Dang. What a play that was. Yep, Henning fumbled the punt. Just muffed it. Ugh. And now the Lions get the ball at the 3-yard line. Yep, he should have let that one hit for sure. Definitely should have let that one hit. Now everybody relax. This is why we play preseason football, is to learn from these situations. Now we're looking 1st and 10 for the Lions. It's a handoff up the middle going nowhere. Like I said, defensive front for Miami's looking good. McClendon in there on the tackle. And just a minute ago, I said keep an eye on A.J. Henning because he looked like he was doing all right so far. Preseason. All right. Running play for about 5 or 6. Sailors again. He's on the bottom of their depth chart for running back. He's a good running back. I think he's going to be okay, but he might be one of those players. He's one of those players that's fighting for a spot on the team. So 3rd down and 2. Lions are on the tip of the cup here. They're on about the 19-yard line. It looks like they're going to spot him short. That's going to bring up 4th down. That's going to take some getting used to, this virtual measurement thing. Yeah, we wanted to work on goal line. That's true. Virtual measurement. I kind of like seeing the chains come out, though. Well, they might have got it. That's close. Well, hopefully it doesn't take this long every time for a virtual measurement. My goodness. And on 4th down, if it ends up being 4th down, the Lions are going to go for it. I mean, you'd be silly not to. Yeah. Oh, they got a little video description. 4 inches short. That's kind of cool. All right. I'm down for that. That's the first time I've seen that, guys. That's pretty cool. Cam Smith is on the field. He's number 24 for those of you who don't know. If you're watching, keep an eye on that because they're going to test him. Guarantee you they're going to test him. It is slow, so hopefully, like I said, hopefully that speeds up a little bit. All right. 4th and inches. 4 of them, actually. 4th and 4 inches. He got it. Run forward for about 3 yards. All that computer measurement just to give it up on 4th down. These are situations that, that situation right there, that 4th down, that probably would have happened in a game in the regular season. Man Campbell definitely would have gone for that. And I'd say 99% of the coaches in the NFL would have gone for that. 4th and 4 inches on the 20-yard line, 19-yard line. Come on. So we're 1st and 10 on the 14. Another running play. Lions fall forward for 1.5 yards. Call it 2. Another tackle from McClendon. Oh, let's see. They're not letting Hendon Hooker throw the ball very much. But, I mean, when you're running the ball 3 or 4 yards a carry, you don't really need to throw the ball much. So we are on 3rd and 6. Yeah. 6 minutes left in the third. 14-14. Lions are at the 10-yard line, and it is 3rd and 6. This is where the defense needs to stiffen up. This is where I would expect Cam Smith to get challenged. Back to pass. Oh, pressure, and he evaded the pressure. He's going to run it in. That's holding. It's holding. Definitely holding, yep. So that'll be 3rd and 16. There was 2 holds on that play. I saw one, and I was like, well, it looks like they're not going to call that because the flag thing didn't show up on the TV. And then I saw another one. I was like, okay, well, they got to call that one. Man. Both tackles were holding on that play. Holy cow. I love the fact that, and the Dolphins announcers do it too when it's a Dolphins broadcast. Right now I'm watching a Detroit broadcast. So the Detroit broadcasters are like, oh, that's just ticky-tack. Like, no, it's not. That was holding. Two examples of holding on that play. So come on. Dude. Jorge, you ain't joking, man. There are a lot of penalties in this game. Like I said, it seems like most of them seem to – let me check that. I want to be sure before I say something uneducated. Let me pull up some stats. Some stats. I want to know what we're looking at with these penalties. Lions get their field goal, up 17-14. Man. Yeah, so penalty-wise, the Dolphins have 5 penalties for 30 yards. 5 for 30. The Lions have 9 penalties for 65 yards at this moment. So the penalties definitely seem to be stacking up on the Lions a little bit, but Miami with 5 of them. One of them was a legal formation, and 2 of them were offside. So, I mean, we're getting our penalties too, and obviously those, no coach is going to find those acceptable. So we got to clean that stuff up. Right now we're sitting at 189 yards for Detroit and 188 for Miami. So the yardage is almost identical. 13 first downs for Detroit, 12 for Miami. Time of possession, Miami's losing that battle 17 minutes, 19 seconds for Miami and 22 minutes, 48 seconds for Detroit. Obviously, Detroit just had their next possession. So, I mean, it's pretty even across the board on stats and score and all that stuff. Our third down efficiency this game so far is 50%, 4 for 8. I'm not going to complain about that, especially considering how bad we've been in the past. The Lions' third down efficiency is 1 for 10. So something Dan Campbell, I'm sure, is aware of and is going to work on. They're also 3 for 3 on 4th down, the Lions are. Miami's 0 for 1. Miami's ran 9 less plays than the Lions have. Miami's at 37. The Lions are at 46 thus far. Oh, yards per pass, 5.8 for Miami, 5.2 for the Lions. Lions have been sacked 3 times for 15 yards. Miami's been sacked once for 8 yards. A pretty competitive game by the number 2s on both sides. That's what you were looking at here. Pretty competitive game. So the 2 touchdowns for Miami have both been passing plays. The first one was an 11-yard to De-Eskridge from Zach Wilson. That was a nice catch. The second one was to Theo Weiss Jr. That was 15 yards, and that was from Quinn Ewers. That's where we're at right now. Hey, look, another flag. Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see. There's a lot of players are playing for positions right now. They know, this. They got this in the next game, and that's it. This is why you got to like this stuff. No flag on the play. Never mind on the flag. My goodness. So, right now the Lions have a 57.3% win probability. Like it matters. It is preseason. Who cares? I don't really care that much. If we get down to a point where it's a 2-minute drive to win the game, then I care because I want to see success in those situations. A little bit of moxie on behalf of Miami. That's what I want to see. Likewise, if it ends up being, that's a 2-yard run there. Looks like Ollie Gordon for 2 yards. Still got the ball. Yeah, 2nd down and 8, 2-yard run for Ollie Gordon. It continues. Likewise, like I was saying, if the offense ends up needing a 2-minute drive to win the game, I want to see the 2-minute drive function well. At that point, I would like to see the win just because of just as a result of good play. And likewise, if it ends up being a defense needs to get a stop to end the game, I want to see that as well. For the same reason, that was a good pass. They're going to mark that incomplete. But that was a good pass in and out of the receiver's hands. You got to catch that, man. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you got to catch that. Was that Theo Weiss? Who was that? No, that was Tariq Black. That's another drop on Tariq Black. Well, the first one wasn't really a drop on him. That was a bad throw, but that was a good pass by Quinn Ewers. Right in the basket, right where it needs to be. And Tariq Black just dropped it. I think he was ready for that hit, and I think that's why he dropped that ball. Yeah. Zebras are busy today. Getting that arm strength improved. Throwing all them flags. Another thing to think about as we go through here, we're at 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Dolphins only have 2 timeouts left. They had to use that first timeout in the beginning of the second half. So keep an eye out there. Something that might end up becoming an issue near the end of the game. Oh, man. Yeah, boy. And then you go and look at the scores from the rest of the games. Colts up on the Packers 16-10. Like I said, a lot of these teams, these are all second string, third string, fourth string players, but some stuff to look at anyway. Patriots up 17-9 on the Vikings. Yeah, someone earlier said in the comments that the Patriots are 5th in the NFL in preseason. I wouldn't expect that to carry on too much into the regular season. I think they'll be better than they were last year, but I'm still not expecting much from the Patriots, other than the team that fights. That I am expecting. I am expecting a fight from the Patriots this year. Browns are beating the Eagles. Case in point. Panthers are losing to the Texans 20-3. Oh. We got some good games tonight. Might have to watch a couple of these. I'll be watching the Jets and Giants game just because, I got to watch. And I'll probably end up watching the Cardinals and Broncos game too. I think that's my plan for tonight. It's raining here in North Pole, so in Alaska, I'm not going to be doing much. My wife and I wanted to go golfing, but I don't think it's going to happen if it's pouring rain. That doesn't sound like fun to me. All right, 3rd and 8. This is Quinn Ewers' time here. He needs to step it up and make some plays. That was a bad decision. Oh, we got a player down. Pittman's hurt. Looks like a lion got hurt too. Doesn't look serious, but he's limping around. All right, punting team. Now, this seems pretty non-consequential, but you really need to see some good coverage on this punt because they're going to get it about the 20. Yep, 20. That's a great punt. Inside the 10-yard line. Dies at the 8. Fantastic kick. 57 yards. And that was Jake Bailey making that kick. I really don't want Jake Bailey on the team, though. I want Stonehouse. So what are you guys' thoughts here overall? What are your thoughts thus far on this team? I'll say that I like the fight today. I like the fact that they're not just folding over. It's a close game. I want to see more touchdowns from Ewers. That's what I want to see. Ball on the 8-yard line. He's going to hand it off. 5 yards, 6 yards. That was Jackson on the run there. Special teams has greatly improved. And I'm not sure if it's the players that have improved it more or if it's the coaching that has improved it more. A lot of new players on special teams and a new coach, so could be a bit of both, but they definitely are improved. That's a stuff on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd. It'll be 3rd and 3. They're going to say 3rd and 1. I must have been looking at it weird. 3rd down and 1. Another 3rd and short for the Lions. That's going to be a 1st down. Flag down. That's on the offense. Illegal shift. Another illegal formation penalty. See, it's not the Dolphins just getting hit with that. It's a lot of teams getting hit with that. That's on Meeks, the running back. Third and 6. This is where you need to stop here. This is situational. Defense needs to get a stop. That's close to a first down on the catch. Another flag down. Holding on the offense. My goodness. Lions are getting killed with penalties. As a Dolphins fan, we should understand. Okay. So now it's 3rd and 13. The ball is on the 6-yard line. The Lions' 6-yard line. This would be a great time for a sack or a pick. Need to get those cornerbacks some confidence. They need to get their hands on some balls. They definitely don't need to let the running back run forward for 10 yards. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have a heart attack, and it's preseason. That'll bring up 4th down and 4. Now this, they're going to have to punt. So they'll punt here and look for the Dolphins to get the ball around the 25 or 30, depending on how this kick goes. Got it up near the 40. There you go. That was a 60-yard punt, though. That's incredible. All right, Quinn Ewers. It's time for Quinn Ewers to do something. I need to get the ball moving. I want to see some more goal line. That's what I'm really wanting to see right now. I want to see goal line running, and I want to see goal line passing outside the numbers. That's what I want. I want to see those edge passes. That's what I want. You need to get down to the goal line. On the 40. Flags. Neutral zone infraction on the defense. My goodness. It's not on us, obviously, but so many penalties for the Lions in this game. That's AJ Henning again on that return for the punt. That was Henning once more. Yeah, like I said, I'm not even making fun of the Lions. It sucks when you have penalties like this. I feel bad for him. Campbell is going to, Ben Campbell will not have a voice tomorrow if he lays into these guys about all the penalties. Yeah, he's going to be ripping into them, I'm sure. But if it was not preseason, I think he would really be laying into him. But right now, he's going to get on him for sure. But you kind of expect it with 3rd, 4th, and 2nd string players. Just you would not expect it to be this many, especially on a team like the Lions with Dan Campbell as their coach. I mean, he doesn't like this crap. So feel bad for the players in the locker room later, even if they win. Yeah, man. So Quinn Ewers had a short pass to Theo Weiss, 23-yard pass, and that into the 3rd quarter. Not a bad play. Good start to the possession. We'll see how it goes here. Huh. Yeah, okay. So the Dolphins will have the ball on the 32-yard line for this. Yep. Theo. Dolphins will have the ball on the 32-yard line as soon as it gets back from commercial break here. And we'll be looking at a 1st and 10 from there. 10 more yards, and the Dolphins will be on the tip of the cup. 32-yard line. Elwood, just so you hear me. I'm not sure if you heard me or not. They're on the 32-yard line. 32 yards to glory. Screw it. They need to put Storm Duck in on and running back and let him roll. That's what I need to see. Storm Duck at running back. Oh, man. I have fully accepted the fact that I may very well get made fun of relentlessly for being such a Storm Duck fan, but I can't help it. I love the man. All right. "31-yard line, pardon me." Oh, solid run right there. That was Ollie Gordon for 3 yards. Hard 3 yards. Or after the 6-yard run, sorry. Two Ollie Gordon runs. 6 yards and then 3. Yeah, I do. I watch. I listen to Tobin and Leroy. I think they're hilarious. I enjoy them deeply just because they're. I don't know, I like their give and take. Their ebb and flow is awesome. Yes, very slow. Another solid run for Ollie Gordon. That's a 15-yard carry for Ollie Gordon. The running game's starting to open up a little bit here. Whatever that reason may be right now. 3 straight runs for Ollie Gordon. 24 yards on those 3 runs. So you got to like that. Stuffed at the line up for Ollie Gordon on that carry. Yes. You've got Storm ducked. I love it. Yep. I heard that for the first time yesterday on their show, and I about died laughing. All right, here we go. 2nd and goal. They're hurrying up to the line, too. They're going to push on this one. There it is. Touchdown for Theo Weiss. That was a great pass. Fantastic job. Quinn Ewers looking pretty good. His balls are on target. This one was on a rollout to the opposite side of his arm strength. That was a great ball. Great play. That was fantastic. Elwood, both. Like I said, the offensive line is actually playing pretty decent. I keep waiting for the other foot to drop, but they're playing well. That last pass play was impressive from Quinn Ewers, running out to his weak side, throwing across his body on the move. That was a good pass. Fantastic job. 21-17 Miami. 12 minutes left in the game. That was a fantastic job. Theo Weiss, good grab. That's 2 touchdowns for Theo Weiss in this game, I believe. Yep, 2 touchdowns. 4 catches, 49 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 5 targets. That's a heck of a game for Theo Weiss. Quinn Ewers is now 5 of 8 for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'll take it. Now, Jorge. Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. That was weak side. That was across his body. Like, that was a great throw. That I can get behind. Okay, so now this is what I was talking about, Jorge. I don't know if you remember, but a couple weeks ago, I was saying that I would almost rather have Quinn Ewers as our backup quarterback than Zach Wilson. And I also said that I want to see the rest of the regular season. I want to see how both quarterbacks progress and how they do. But right now, I feel like Quinn Ewers has got a lot of upside. I'm not saying he needs to start. I don't want him to start over Tua. I think Tua is obviously a better quarterback, but Quinn Ewers is definitely showing more of those intangibles and those abilities that you want a quarterback to have in the NFL. He's showing a little more, I think, right now, especially in these first 2 preseason games. I know Quinn Ewers had a rough first game in preseason. I know he had the 2 fumbles, but he's doing a lot better this week, and that's what I'm liking. I'm liking the fact that he's improving, right? Zach Wilson's kind of almost the exact stat line as last week. So, like I said, I don't think Zach Wilson is worse than any of our backups we've had. I think he's much better than the backups we've had on this team. But I do think that Quinn Ewers right now is making a push to be that backup quarterback over Zach Wilson. $6 million be damned. That's where I'm at right now. And these plays, like this last touchdown to Theo Weiss, that's when you see it. That's when you see him rolling out left as a right-handed quarterback and making that throw cross body, moving the opposite direction of the throw and pinning that in there. I mean, it's a good pass. That's not an easy pass for any quarterback to make cross body, moving the opposite direction. So Quinn is playing better. I like it. 12 minutes left, 21-17. Our Miami Dolphins up at the moment. Like I said, score is not the end of the world. I would like the score to stay close to the end of the game. That way we could possibly see some last minute gameplay. I want to see some of that. I want to see how our team handles it, how these backups handle those situations. So. Jaquan Jackson just got pulled off. I'm assuming he's got to go to the 10th. Not sure what happened there. Ball's on the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for Detroit. Hooker back the throw, rolling out. Pushes it forward to his tight end. Looks like he got the first down. I would be okay with that. What I would like to see is maybe a possession with both quarterbacks and the first team. I doubt we're going to see first team next week, but I would like to see it. That'd be good to see, I think. Help us out. If anybody's watching, please make sure to go give it a like, get more people in here, get that YouTube algorithm clicking in my favor, please. If you haven't subscribed and you're listening, please consider subscribing. Even if you're not a Dolphins fan, I subscribe to a lot of different teams all over the NFL, different YouTube content creators, just because I like to stay up on the NFL. So if you're not a Dolphins fan, number one, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming in and checking me out. Number two, sign up. Give me a subscription. I won't disappoint you. Well, okay, maybe I will. I can't say that I won't. Who knows? But I'll try. Hooker back to pass. Ooh, sails it. That was nearly picked by 3 Dolphins defenders. I don't know. I threw it right in between 4 defenders. So I will say this about Hooker. He's quick. He's got some wheels, and that's nerve-wracking as a defender. You know, you got to worry about the pass, and you got to worry about him taking off. He's got speed. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of second and third string players right now on both sides. That'll bring up third down. 1 yard, another 3rd and 1. Miami going to keep letting these guys run all over them on 3rd and 1, or are they going to try to get a stop here? Sailor's in it, running back for Detroit. He's fighting for a job, so he's going to run hard. Fake handoff, rolling out, Hooker's out. Hooker's going to go for it. He got stopped. That'll bring up 4th down. Fantastic play. They're going to throw a flag. It's right where Hooker got tackled. Cam Smith made the tackle. That's a sack for Cam Smith. Penalties on the Lions. Another illegal shift. It's a tackle on the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage by Cam Smith. Golf clap. They're going to take the penalty, though. Yep. 3rd down. I don't care what the stat line says. That was a sack for Cam Smith. So let's be fair. Cam Smith gets props on that one. That was a good read, good play. He bit down on it and went after Hooker. Cam Smith is fighting to be on this team right now. Yeah, it's about time. You're darn right. I need to see more. Pressure on Hooker. Bad pass. That'll bring up 4th and 6. Punting team comes on. I was worried the Lions were going to go for that because it's near the 50. I know Man Campbell's all about it. But yeah, back to this comment. You're right. We need to see more from him, obviously, but it's good to see him in the stat line doing something good. I don't know if that sack is gonna stick just because they took the penalty instead, but that was a sack. So got to give him his credit. Flags everywhere. It's giving me PTSD because as a Dolphins fan, you expect these flags to be against Miami every time. And in this game, it hasn't been that way. This one might be on Miami, but still, I mean, the point is we usually get so many penalties that we just expect it to be on us all the time. Personal foul. Yep. Blocking a player out of bounds on Miami. That's Eric Ezekama that did that. I'm going to have to see that one. I didn't see that block. But that was on Eric Ezekama, blocking a player out of bounds. Sometimes those can be close. Sometimes they're not. Either way, if they throw the penalty on it, I mean, Got to do a better job around the sideline. That's just that simple. So that is a 15-yard penalty, so that'll back us up. Okay. Let's see one more touchdown from Quinn Ewers. Let's see something long. Let's see a deep pass. Cam Smith is like Bigfoot, rarely spotted. I shouldn't be laughing at you, Elwood. Oh, my goodness. It's true, though. It's true. No lies detected on that one. All right, so the Dolphins will be at the 9-yard line. Their 9-yard line to start this drive. Oh, boy. Oh, man. So when I bought all this new equipment and this whole new setup, I went and bought a mechanical keyboard. And it's weird. I think that I spent so long with non-mechanical keyboards that as soon as I plugged this thing in and started using it, I was like, I can type so much better. I don't know what it is, but using the mechanical keyboard, I can type maybe 20 words per minute faster. And I don't know how many other people have that same thing happen, but I'm so much faster with the mechanical keyboard just like that, without even having to use it. Just plugging it in and using it instantly was so much easier. So those of you that have trouble with the small little keyboards and the digital keyboards, get yourself a mechanical one. It makes a night and day difference. All right. Dolphins are actually on the 5-yard line. Halfbacks in the end zone. Oh, great run to get some room. Nice 7-yard carry. That was Boone, one of our new running backs. Good job for him. They're saying it was an 8-yard carry. I said 7. Yeah, close enough. Do I sound like a secretary when I do this? Oh, my goodness. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. All that stuff. Oh, my goodness. That's almost picked off. That was a bad throw by Quinn Ewers. Thank goodness that didn't happen. Oh, man. Third down and 2. This is a big play. Big play. 9 minutes left in the game. Delay game. Delay game. Come on, Quinn. He's a rookie. That play got in with plenty of time. This was just a bad job managing the clock by the quarterback. All right. 3rd and 7. What a great pass. Wow. AJ Henning with the catch. That's about a 10-yard pass, but what a fantastic throw. That ball was on the line, and it was in between 2 linebackers. That was fantastic. That is what I want to see. And it's been so long since we've had a quarterback besides Tua that can make that throw, because it's not a huge strength throw. Like, that's not something that you have to have a huge arm to do. You just have to be accurate to fit that ball in there and put it on a line. It's such a short throw. Anybody can throw that ball on a line, but he did a great job there. That was another great pass. He's called down. I'm not. Oh, I thought he was outrunning. That was a pass to Theo Weiss there. I don't think he was down. Let's watch. Oh, right there. Yep, he's down. But it's a good catch. Quinn Ewers is ripping it. Yeah, you're right. He's making some good throws. QB controversy. Don't say that stuff. Unless you're talking about QB controversy for the backup position. We want this kid to learn and do well. Another fantastic pass, short pass, throwing underneath of the tight end. Great job. Moving the ball. Yep, he was down. Yeah. Touched him on his leg with his hand. 7 minutes, clock is rolling. 1st and 10 for Miami. I just want to see good drives. That's what I want. We're at the 50-yard line. This will be a good opportunity to bomb one. This is the good chance for one of those 50-50 balls. Take one downfield. You got a little happy feet there on that throw. Tua Jr. You guys are killing me. Oh, man. 10-yard penalty on Miami. Yeah, drove him into the ground. Okay. Yeah, you can't do that. Can't hold him like that. Okay. Hayden Rucci on the penalty there, 10 yards. That's okay. We're at 1st and 20. Now you really should take a shot. Need good protection here and get a shot. They're likely going to bring pressure. Oh, wide open hole. That is a gasher. Wide open run. That's Shamklin, the other new running back. That was a great rip. Holy cow. Fantastic run. 26-yard carry for Shamklin. Out of the shotgun. That was not that. I guarantee you the Lions were not expecting that there. I wasn't. So that was a great play call. Good job on the coaches there making that call. Shamklin making something out of nothing there. Doing a great run. He's only been with the team a little bit. Champ's a champ. Here's your shot. Receiver fell down. Looks like it's going to be a penalty. They're going to throw another flag on Detroit. Oh, my goodness. I'll have to see it. It looked like incidental contact to me, like he just tripped and fell. Pass interference on the offense. What? Wow. Even the Detroit announcers are shocked. I'll have to see that play. They'll have to show the replay. If they don't, then I'm not going to be able to say much on it. I'm not sure how that was interference on the receiver. He was the one on the ground. But whatever. Moving on. It's a Lions broadcast, so I doubt they're going to want to show something that wasn't quite right. So, 1st and 20 again. This time the Miami Dolphins are at the 44-yard line of the Lions. Now, that was a flag. Yep, there it is. That's holding. It's a flag. Sorry. He had his arms around both sides of him. It's preseason for the referees too, so they're calling no foul. Okay, moving on. I'm not even going to focus on the penalties. Let's move on. 6 minutes left. Second down and 20. Armstrong forward for about 12 yards. Lions give their player of the game award to Kyle Allen. Well deserved. He played well in that first half. All right, back to pass. Across the middle. Good catch. Theo Weiss again. First down, Miami. You like to see this. You know, they had the little adversity with a couple penalties, dropping them back 10 yards a pop on 2 penalties on this drive, and they come forward and get another first down. You got to like to see it. They're in field goal range at this point. You want to see this work. You want to see how they respond to this stuff. I like what I've seen so far today, especially with what happened in the practices and how the Lions effectively dominated the Dolphins in those practices. Yes, the Dolphins did better in the second practice, but you can't ignore the first one. So, yes, they answered back and they did better in the second practice, but this is an answer. This is an answer in playing better. This is second string, third string against second string, third string, and they're playing well. The game's not over. I'm not saying that. And like I said, this is kind of what I was looking for, a close game near the end of the game. We get to see a little bit of moxie and determination from our team. That's what I want. I want to see it. It's looking like we're going to see Detroit with the ball to end the game. Oh, that's a great call. Great run. Boone again. 7-yard carry. All right. Theo Weiss. Give me 1 second here. Theo Weiss has 6 catches for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's playing a great game. Boone gets stopped. 2-yard loss. Yeah, Theo Weiss, 6 catches, 80 yards on 8 targets and 2 touchdowns, averaging 13.3 yards, 23-yard longest. That's a great game for Theo Weiss. We're at the 2-minute warning, so. And we're on third down, so. After the 2-minute warning, we'll get our third down play at the goal line. This is what you want. This is an opportunity to put the game away on the goal line in the fourth quarter. And this is what you want. This is what you want. And now, can they do it? Will they do it? They got one more chance here. Realistically, 2. They'll probably take it on fourth down as well if they don't get it on third. Pretty much. He played a little bit in that first half, but not much. Most of his plays has been in the second half. But even if you think from a full game standpoint, you look at that stat line, 6 catches, 80 yards. That's a good game. I don't care who you are. 2 touchdowns, that's a good game. The Dolphins are now at 98 yards rushing for the team. The Lions have 103. And Miami has 259 yards passing. And the Lions have 123 yards. I'm not sure that's 100% accurate. There's been some penalties called, so it's saying Kyle Allen in the first half threw for 124 yards for the Lions, and then it says Hendon Hooker has 14 yards passing, but the total for the team is 123, so that's 1 yard less than what Kyle Allen threw for in the first half. So 15 yards of that's a penalty. That's probably why. I want to see Ollie Gordon take this in for a touchdown. He's at 10 carries for 50 yards and no touchdowns, but 10 carries, 50 yards, that's 5 a carry. You got to like it. Ollie Gordon's playing well. Shamklin, 2 carries for 32 yards. Mike Boone, 3 carries for 13. The running backs are playing well. Jalen Wright didn't play so well today in the first half. But Shamklin and Boone are representing. Ollie Gordon playing well. 2 minutes left, 21-17 Miami, 3rd and goal. I think it's the 6-yard line they're at. Or the 4-yard line. Big play. Heavy stack. Ewers rolls out. He's going to run it in. No, he's not. He should have ran it in. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Weeze, but there was coverage. Good coverage. That brings up 4th. Now, in this situation, in a real game, Miami would be stupid to not go for the field goal here. Looks like they're going to take the field goal. 22-yard field goal attempt coming up. Kick is good. Miami is up 24-17 with 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Looks like this game is going to be finished on the defensive side of the ball. And this is that opportunity I was talking about. We got to see a drive near the end of the game for the offense. Now the defense needs to go out and get a stop to win the game. That's what you wanted to see. You had to have wanted to see it, right? Good stuff. All right. So with that, and where we're standing, Quinn Ewers, 11 of 17 for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. More importantly, no fumbles. Now, wouldn't that be something special? I want to see Cam Smith with an interception to close this out. I have to agree. That would be fantastic. I would love to see that. Now I kind of want to see that. Thank you. Yep, let's go defense. It's time. Okay. New England ended up hanging on to beat the Vikings, it looks like, 20-12. Cleveland beat the Philadelphia Eagles 22-13. The Green Bay game is almost over. The Colts are driving. They're down 23-19. to Green Bay. Houston beat Carolina 20-3. And the 49ers and Raiders game is just kicked off. All right. Forgot to take my nap today, man. Getting up to work at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, that sucked. I do too. I think the Patriots are going to be better this year. I think that, and I said this a month or so ago, that this AFC East division is going to be very hyper competitive this year. I think that we're going to see a lot of splits, a whole lot of splits on this division, the division games for the AFC East. I don't think there's going to be a lot of division sweeps going on the AFC East this year. Definitely agree with you. Thanks, Elwood. There's the kick. I think my daughter's knocking on my door. Enter. Nice, thanks.
It's got a hot plate too.
Cool. Oh, I'm burning my phone.
I just put it on there.
Thank you.
You're not done yet?
No, almost over.
Take your time. I'm waiting because I'm hungry.
Yeah, we'll figure some food out in a minute. Thanks. No. That's my youngest daughter. She looks like she's 13, but she's 10. She just made me a box out of cardboard, and it says "Dad" in super glue, in hot glue, and she handed it to me, and I burned my hand on it. All right. 24-17, a minute and 40 left. Second down and 10 for the Lions. Hooker walking up to the line. Looks like he's going to be in shotgun, obviously. Back to pass, unloads it to the tight end. Looks like he's going to get forward for a first down right at the 50-yard line. Minute and 30 and counting. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna tell my daughter not to come in because I'm live streaming. That's crazy. I've got 2 boys and 2 girls. My oldest boy is 21 years old. My oldest girl is almost 20. And my youngest boy is 16 and my youngest girl is 10. So I would be okay with that. Not even going to complain about that. Second down and 10. Here we go. From the 50. Back to pass. Dumps it off. Another 10-yard catch. But these are short passes that the receivers are just pushing forward for a first down. First and 10 at the 40 or 39-yard line. 56 seconds and counting. Dolphins are playing soft coverage, trying to make sure they don't give up the big pass. That's going to be a 9-yard catch at the 30. Second down and 1. Lions take a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Now they've got to get into the end zone, so you want to see this. You don't want to see the coverage get too soft. Let them get down to the 5-10 yard line. You know, they're at the 30 right now. What you want is some mid stiff. So see how this ends up turning out. Second and 1. I would almost dial up a little pressure here. Something creative. They're looking to offload quick and push forward for yards. That's the name of the game, especially since they've got the timeouts. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Ball at the 31-yard line. Second and 1. Hooker in the shotgun, back to pass. He's flushed, and he's sacked. Doesn't get the first down. Ball's about back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 1. Second timeout taken. 1 timeout remaining for Detroit. It's going to be third. Are they going to give him the first down? No way. I'm sorry, but that did not look any close to a first down. I don't know. Maybe, whatever. 1st and 10. 40 seconds left. Ball at the 30. Good pass. 33 seconds and counting. First down. They're back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be, spike the pass or spike ball. 2nd down, 27 seconds left. I think they're on the 13-yard line. Yep, 13-yard line. 27 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Back to pass out of the shotgun. Ball knocked down. Ball is picked. Ethan Robinson with the interception. Hooker went back to pass. Ethan Robinson was on the rush, jumped up, caught the ball. That's what I like to see. That's good defense. What a fantastic play. Man, that is a great play. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Some solid defense, good individual effort leads to an identity on a team. That's what happens. You have individual effort gathering together and turning into team identity. That was good defense. That was a great individual play. That's awesome. That's what I like to see. I'm amped. Yeah, he was up there. He caught the ball in his crotch. Oh, my goodness. Victory formation. Ewers kneels on it, and that'll be the ball game. Miami Dolphins 24, Detroit Lions 17. A little bit of vindication there at the end for Miami to come in here, even though it's preseason, to get a win. Strong plays, good effort. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, there's always going to be things to complain about, even in preseason. Some players do well, some players do bad. This was a good, solid team effort by your 2nd and 3rd and 4th string players. This is what you want to see. Be proud of this team. Be proud of what they did here today. Detroit Lions are no slouch. They are a good team. Granted, we didn't have our first stringers or their first stringers playing, like I said. Solid effort. Good game. Well done. Good game, Detroit Lions. Whole lot of penalties on both sides of the ball. I think it was 9 penalties for us and 13 or 14 for them. It is what it is. Great game all around. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get out of here and get with my family, get some food, and enjoy the rest of my weekend. I want you guys to do the same. Make sure before you leave, throw a like. If you know anybody who's a Dolphins fan, tell them about me. Have them come check out my channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. You have a reason to stay hopeful. Fins up, guys.